Aloha, and welcome to Church of the Holy Cross United Church of Christ in Hilo, Hawaii. My name's Eric Anderson, and I welcome you here for this community concert. We'll have about an hour of some familiar music, some unfamiliar music perhaps. It's all at least somewhat familiar to me because I have to play it. Whether it's familiar or unfamiliar to you, I hope that you'll enjoy this time. And if, in fact, there is something that you feel you can sing along on, please do. Sing out loud. I'd love to be able to hear you from here at the church in Hilo. But, you know, if there are a few intervening miles in the way, well, sing out as best you can. We always begin and end these occasions with the same two songs. That is, the same song begins and the same song ends. So here is our opener. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, I'm going to sing this as here in Hilo town. If you happen to be somewhere else, Naalehu, Honolulu, wherever you might be, put your location in there. Here in Hilo town, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, here in Hilo town, I'm gonna let it shine. Here in Hilo town, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel? Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, hide it under a bushel. No, you gotta let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Don't let anyone blow it out. You gotta let it shine. Oh, don't let anyone blow it out. We're all gonna let it shine. Don't let anyone blow it out. Yeah, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, 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 let it shine. Well, we're going to let the light shine, and in fact, we're going to light the candle that is behind me, because I forgot to do that before this started. Hang on just a moment. Can't have a proper community concert during Corona season without a candle lit, right? Not sure why I believe that, but I believe that. All right. Here's another longtime favorite. Oh, skip, skip, skip to my Lou, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip, skip, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. Fly in the buttermilk shoe, fly in the buttermilk shoe, fly shoe, fly in the buttermilk shoe, fly shoe, skip to Maloo, my darling. Little red wagon, well, painted blue, there's a little red wagon, painted blue, there's a little red wagon, painted blue, skip to Maloo, my darling. Oh, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. I lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? I'll skip to Maloo, my darling. I'll get another pretty as you. I'll get another as pretty as you. I'll get another as pretty as you. Skip to Maloo, my darling. Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. Can't get a red bird, a jaybird'll do. Can't get a red bird, a jaybird'll do. Can't get a red bird, a jaybird'll do. Skip to Maloo, my darling. Cats in the cream jar, oh, oh, oh. Cats in the cream jar, oh, oh, oh. Cats in the cream jar, oh, oh, oh. Skip to Maloo, my darling. Oh, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, Lulu, skip to Maloo, skip to Maloo, my darling. There we go. This is another one which in our regular community sings when people gather and make requests. This one has pretty much always come up. And so in the community concerts, this one has always come up. Oh, don't want two microphones here. There we go. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Light she was like a feather, and her shoes were number 9. Herring boxes without topses, sandals were for Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Drove she ducklings to the water every morning just at 9, stubbed her toe against a splinter, fell into the foaming brine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Ruby lips above the water, blowing bubbles soft and fine, but alas, I was no swimmer, so I lost my Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. In a churchyard near the canyon where the myrtles doth entwine, there were rosies and other posies fertilized by Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. And the miner, 49er, soon began to peak and pine, thought thought he ought to join his daughter. Now he's with his Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. In my dreams she still doth haunt me, robed in garments soaked with brine. Though in life I used to hug her, now she's dead, I draw the line. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Now there's several morals that one could take away from this song about wearing closed-toed shoes, learning to swim, maybe not being quite so fully enmeshed with your own family, all those sorts of things. Here's the moral that the songwriters chose. Now, you Boy Scouts, heed the warning of this tragic tale of mine. Artificial respiration would have saved my Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. And the epilogue. How I missed her, how I missed her, how I missed my Clementine. Until I kissed her little sister and forgot who? My Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Ah, yes. This is a fairly recent Hawaiian song written by Robert Navakine, and it's called E Kolu Mea Nui. E Kolu Mea Nui, Makahonua, O Kamanao Il, Kamanao Lana, Ame ke aloha e oe ae, po mai kaina mea apau, po mai kaina mea apau. E nā makua na keiki, nā mamo ayuda me e pelaima, e pakamanao I ka pono I oe ae, po mai kaina mea apau, po mai kaina mea apau, po mai kaina mea apau. It is a lovely, lovely song and reflects on the Apostle Paul's thoughts in 1 Corinthians 13 about the worth and the power of faith, hope, and love. Love is best. This was my own take on that particular biblical passage. If I should speak in every language on the planet, if I should have the gift of eloquence divine, if the angels were to envy all of my speeches, but there were no love on my tongue, then I would be no more than a noise. I would be no more than a screeching, but with love to give substance to my words, I would have something of worth to say. If I could know the will of the Creator, if I should understand the mysteries of time, if I should have the power to place the mountains in the sea, but there were no love in mine or limbs, then I would be no more than nothing. I would be less than a breath, but with love to give substance to my wisdom, I could do and do well. If I gave away all of my possessions, if I withheld nothing of the things that I call mine, if I could boast I had offered my life itself, but there were no love in my life, I would have given nothing for nothing, and I would gain exactly what I'd given. But with love to turn my offering into truth, I would receive everything. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast or insist that it is right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love bears all things, love hopes all things, love believes all things, love endures all things. Love never ends. Love never ends. Love never ends. I actually have the YouTube chat where I can see it for once. Hey. And so Gail is saying, thanks for the reminder. You're welcome. I'm not sure which reminder that was, but I'm glad that I reminded you and that you appreciated it. This is a well-known song. It is as well known as Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Because it is. Will the circle be unbroken? Thanks to Charles Gabriel for this one. I was standing at the window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse come rolling for to carry So this is a song I wrote a couple years ago, and it includes a reference to a particular feature of musical theory called the seventh chord. And the seventh chord is quite simply a chord that includes the seventh note in it. And the funny thing about that chord is that when you hear it, you always say to yourself, oh, that's got to move, that's got to move, that's got to move. Back to the first chord. Whew. All right, we're all feeling a little better now. And I wrote this song because it occurred to me that there had been a person in the Bible who essentially lived his entire life on the seventh chord, waiting for something to come. And here in the eighth month of March, it strikes me that we are all very much living in seventh chord times. By faith, Abraham set out for a place way to the south, for out of God's mouth came put on your bold face. You're receiving grace. By faith, Abraham, he set out on the way. Where he would go, he didn't know. He didn't know the tent was where he'd stay. He'd wonder and he'd pray. By faith, Abraham heard he'd be a miracle dad. By faith, Abraham and Sarah had a lad. By faith, Abraham and Sarah looked to the stars. By faith, Abraham and Sarah said, these grandchildren will be ours. By faith, Abraham saw a city bright. Perhaps he would grin there related to him as he blew out the light in his tent each night. By faith, Abraham trusted in the Lord, though he'd never see these things that would be. He raised his heart skyward. He lived on the seventh chord. By faith, Abraham lived on the seventh chord. By faith, Abraham, he trusted things would be. By faith, Abraham, he lived on the seventh chord. Lived on the seventh chord. Yes, he lived on the seventh chord. Abraham, 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 by faith. Yeah, we still got some seventh chords in our lives these days. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, if I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Oh, Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Well, Moses stood on the Red Sea shore, smoking the water with a 2x4. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. The Lord told Moses what to do to lead those Hebrew children through. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. No, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. God gave Noah the rainbow sign. No more water, fire next time. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you links of chain, every round was freedom's name. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. When I get to heaven, gonna sing and shout. Nobody up there gonna put me out. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. One of these mornings, and it won't be long, you're gonna call my name, but I'll be gone. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. One of these days, about 12 o'clock, oh, this old world's gonna reel and rock. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. One of these days, in the middle of the night, people gonna rise and put things right. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. This one comes up because Thanksgiving is approaching much faster than I care to admit because, well, there's things that have to be done before Thanksgiving, and they're not done yet. But at least this song is done, mostly because I wrote it 3 years ago. It's called A Place at the Table. Is there a place at the table for a wandering friend of old? Is there a place at the table for a family whose love has gone cold? Is there a place at the table if your shelter is only a tree? Is there a place at the table for me? Got me thinking about tables. Tables transform our entire being. In darkness they bear the light at days, and they take on our burdens and hold them all through the night. Is there a place at the table for a wandering friend of old? Is there a place at the table for a family whose love has grown cold? Is there a place at the table if your shelter is only a tree? Is there a place at the table for me? Tables are square and tables are oval for everyone to gather around. Empty they ache with the sorrow of silence. Fill the a joyful sound. Is there a place at the table for a wandering friend of old? Is there a place at the table for a family whose love has grown so cold? Is there a place at the table if your shelter is only a tree? Is there a place at the table for me? Table, relieve the pains of our hunger. Oh, table, declare we'll be lonely no more. Table, fulfill the thirst of our spirits for people we deeply adore. Is there a place at the table for a wandering friend of old? Is there a place at the table for a family whose love has grown cold? Is there a place at the table if your shelter is only a tree? Is there a place at the table? Is there a place at the table? Is there a place at the table for me? Oh, I've been working on the railroad all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Rise up so early in the morn. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo and singing fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, strumming on the old banjo and singing fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, fee-fi, fiddly-I-ho, strumming on the old banjo. Oh, too much fun. Way more fun than I suspect actually working on the railroad ever was. But that's how things usually go, isn't it? This is a song about relationships and communication, and a relationship that seems a little like it's in trouble, and communication that definitely needs work. Hole in the bucket. Oh, there's a hole in the bucket. Eliza, Eliza, there's a hole in the bucket. Eliza, a hole. So fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. So fix it, dear Henry. Henry, fix the bucket. Oh, with what shall I fix it, dear Eliza, dear Eliza? With what shall I fix it, dear Eliza? With what? With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw, dear Henry, use straw to fix the bucket. And with what shall I cut it, dear Eliza, dear Eliza? With what shall I cut the straw? With what? With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a knife, dear Henry, use a knife to cut the straw. But the knife is too dull, dear Eliza, dear Eliza. The knife is too dull, dear Eliza, too dull. So sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. So sharpen it, dear Henry, Henry. Sharpen the knife. And with what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? With what? With a stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a stone, dear Henry. Use a stone to sharpen the knife. But the stone is too dry, dear Liza, dear Liza. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, too dry. So wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. So wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry. Wet the stone. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what? With water, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With water, dear Henry. Use water to wet the stone. And with what shall I fetch it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I fetch the water? With what? With a bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. You use a bucket to fetch the water. But there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. For the life of me, I don't know quite how to read that song. I don't know whether poor Henry has worked this whole problem out and is simply guiding Liza through it, or whether in fact he doesn't really know how to get from one step to the other and they just end up in this circle. This would be an appropriate moment to sing All My Life's a Circle by Harry Chapin, but I don't actually have performance rights for that, so we'll have to skip it. I do have performance rights to this one. It's called Hearts, Hands, and Voices. Hearts that keep the beat together, hands that join to meet the time, voices lifted up to heaven. God's great work is yours and mine. Like the blood that flows throughout the body, affection and tender care bring life, rejoining the souls who've been divided, bringing resolution to our strife. Lord, give us hearts, hearts that keep the beat together, hands that join to meet the time, voices lifted up to heaven. God's great work is yours and mine. Where the work calls for the strength of muscles, or ideas to be shared upon the page, there's a world of help and blessing in the fingers that seek to bring redemption to our age. Lord, send us hands, hearts that keep the beat together, hands that join to meet the time, voices lifted up to heaven. God's great work is yours and mine. When the powerful hear not the people's hunger for justice, then let the voice be give us voices, hearts that keep the beat together, hands that join to meet the time, voices lifted up to heaven. God's great work is yours and mine. Heart, hands, voices leading toward oneness and healing division and raising the justice cry, feeding the hungry and telling the story and setting the people free. Hearts, hands, and voices. Hearts, hands, and voices. Hearts that keep the beat together. Hands that join to meet the time. Voices lifted up to heaven. God's great work is yours and mine. There we go. Come on, Capo, cooperate. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, a traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, no toil or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is steep and rough, but beauteous fields lie just beyond me, with souls redeemed their vigil keep. I'm going there to meet my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Wanna wear the crown of glory when I get home to that bright land. I wanna shout salvation's story in concert with that blood-washed hand. I'm going there to meet my Savior, to sing his praises evermore. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Hush, you guitar strings, you. This is one of those marvelous, marvelous melodies with a sad story behind it. And I can't quite resist those songs. It's called Waly Waly for the tune, but the lyrics that we know best begin with "The water is wide." The water is wide, I cannot cross over, and neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. A ship there is, and she sails the sea. She's loaded deep as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not how to sink or swim. Laid my back against an oak, thinking it was a trusty tree. But first it bent, and then it broke, and thus did my false love to me. Love is gentle, and love is kind, the sweetest flower when first it is new. But love grows old, and waxes cold, and fades away like the summer's dew. Sing it with me. The water is wide. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat, give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, and both shall row, my love and I. So lovely. So lovely. Well, we have come to the end of our hour. Lit candles and all. This is the another one of those lovely, lovely melodies, but in this case, it is a love song to the land, to the Aina, to the Moku, to the island. Hawaii, aloha. E Hawaii e ku hone e hana oe, ku home, ku lai mine, e haon agina pono lani o. pio Hawaii nei Oli mai na ahe makani e pamaine Ao ke aloha no Hawaii Mao ke aloha no Hawaii Oh, gee, I didn't turn the other microphone on. Well, hopefully the first microphone picked up enough. I'm sure it did. Thank you for joining me this evening for this community concert. It's been great to share some music with you, and I look forward to you being with me next time. Sunday, of course, is worship from Church of the Holy Cross right here on this very same YouTube channel. I'm also here on this channel at 11 a.m. on Wednesdays for a single song, an original song of my own. The community concerts are on the second and fourth Fridays. So next week we won't be with you, but the week following we will. I hope this has been a special time for you and that some of the music has moved your heart, soothed your spirit, or inspired your soul. Until next time, be well and be joyful. Aloha.